Thanks, Philip, and welcome to Today in Putnam County, the show where we talk about all the great things happening in our community. Hope you're having a great Saturday morning. My first guest this morning is Mr. Houston Bynum, the director of the Happy Havens Children's Home. Good morning, Houston.
Good morning, Randy.
Thanks for being on the show.
It's my pleasure.
We sometimes, in this fast-paced lifestyle that we live anymore, we get wrapped up in all the hoopla of the things that are going on, and sometimes with us it's new businesses, it's new jobs, it's new events, and I feel like sometimes it's easy for us to overlook some of the great things that are going on around us. And I get to attend a lot of events every year as county mayor, and there are a few of them that really stick out to me, and most of those are the ones that involve charities that help children, which is your charity, and it sticks out to me every year. I love going to your event and fundraiser at the Celeste Town Center. Tell us a little bit about Happy Haven and what Happy Haven does for the children in our community.
Well, Happy Haven started back in 1965. It was a dream in the minds of Christian people at the Willow Avenue Church of Christ, and they wanted to implement this home at the old county farm property that has since been abandoned since 1961, but it was a 35-room brick structure, and it was known as the county poorhouse property.
A lot of our listeners probably may not remember that, but years ago, each one of the counties had what they called a poorhouse, county poorhouse, where people that may not have any family to take care of them, they would come and live at this place, right?
Exactly. And I've had people since that time tell me, if it weren't for Happy Haven, my own personal family wouldn't have survived.
Wouldn't have had a place. Yeah.
We had a home, and it began as an orphanage. In '72, the board of directors decided to begin constructing group homes. We're licensed by the state of Tennessee, but we're not taking state funding per se. We're sponsored by Churches of Christ and other interested individuals and other people, businesses that want to help us join together and help us. But we have 3 full-time houses of parents and children that help us with the children that are placed at Happy Haven. They are referred by family, guardians, community members, sometimes DCS, and the child may have a background of some trauma, there could be abandonment, emotional issues, unruliness, neglect, an assorted number of backgrounds. No one child is like the other children.
Each one has their own story.
They really do. And ages 5 through 17 can come to us, and the stay is projected at 12 to 18 months minimum. However, some children are placed with us and will stay through their high school graduation. One other feature we have is if one does graduate from high school and would like to stay in Cookeville and go to college, work a job, we have a transitional apartment available at Happy Haven also.
Wow, where they can.
And so they can stay rent-free and no electric bill. We take care of the utilities, also food, and it helps them get a start in life.
Yeah, that is great. So Happy Haven's been going on now for over 50 years?
Over 50. We had our 54th anniversary.
That's amazing.
This year.
What got you started in Happy Haven?
Well, I came 9 years ago, and I had been a minister in the Churches of Christ for about 40 years. And I was between churches, and the board contacted me and said, would you be willing to come and interview for this? We think you have the credentials that we would like. And so I came and I listened, and I said, this is something I'd like to do. And it's it's just a different avenue of ministry as I view it.
It's still part of ministry, though. Taking care of our children is got to be our number one priority when it comes to life. God first, family second, and I put these kids as family. I get to see them each year when you have your fundraising event. I get to see as they're graduating, they're in high school, they've finished the program, they're wanting to stay on and help afterwards. It's amazing at the change that you see in these girls as they come through the program. So you're a private facility, though. You're not a state facility. You're
Right.
basically a 501c3. Is that correct?
We are a residential child care agency, and we depend upon free will donations. We have a banquet every year in March, and you mentioned that earlier. And Leslie Town Center is where we've been having that for the last several years. And we had over 400 came out for our banquet this year.
It's always a huge crowd. Fills the
Huge crowd,
place.
a wonderful night.
It is. I always enjoy it every year because there's so many people that are at the event. They're not coming there for the food, or they're not coming there for the entertainment. They're coming there to support you and Happy Haven and those children that you're taking care of, which is a great thing for our community, because we see so many problems. It's not just in cool Putnam County. It's in the world, with children being raised by grandparents and moms and dads have got into trouble and everything. You see that on a day-to-day basis, don't you?
Oh, we do. Of course, school's out, and our kids have the 2 months of summer. I know when I was in school we got 3 months of summer, but the 2 months will go by fast. There's work camps, Christian camp, there's activities that they'll engage in here in our community. We love living in Cookeville because there's so many things that are free.
Right.
With the park and the depot and
Events
and
that
all
happen.
kinds of things that and Cane Creek Park, wonderful things to do.
Our community's blessed with a lot of those
Sure.
natural resources and free events that you can take to. How many children do you have in the home right now?
We have 10,
10.
and we have a lot of things on the table for the summer. Today, Saturday, June 1st, we're having a yard sale from 6 a.m. to 12.
So today's yard sale day.
Today is yard sale day.
Folks, if you're out
At the
driving
property.
around this Saturday morning and you want to go to a good yard sale and you want to help a great cause, go by the Happy Haven Children's Home off of County Farm Road. I'm sure they'll get some deals if they
I'm
come
sure.
about 11:30 or so, towards the end.
Oh, yes. And it'll be at the Ogden Center, which is the picnic shelter, so rain or shine,
It'll be there.
we're here.
You're listening to Today in Putnam County on News Talk 107.7 and 1400 The Hub. I'm Randy Porter, your host. Coming up after the break, more with Mr. Houston Bynum, so stay with us. Welcome back to Today in Putnam County. I'm your host, County Mayor Randy Porter. Hope you're having a great weekend. Today we're talking with Mr. Houston Bynum, Director of the Happy Haven Children's Home. Houston, you do a great service for our community. Happy Haven does, and it has been for many years. See a lot of children coming through. They come, you take care of them, you change their life. A lot of issues with kids today, and one of them that we were talking about off air was PTSD and how that a lot of our children, and even a lot of us adults, have had some event sometime in our life that has triggered a way of life that we've took, a road that we've taken. You see that with these children coming in?
We do. It's not with every child, but there are those that it seems like it's getting more and more common, that there's some event that has stressed a child early on, and that may impact the child's life later. And we try to help them to deal with and process whatever the event has been. We have professional counselors that come on site and help us, They see the children. If they need more intensive therapy, we even provide that for the children. Some of the children are struggling in their education, and we have tutors that come to the site during the week and will help to give the tutoring that can help the children come up to speed in that regard. As you hinted at, of course, the underlying thing for our home is it's a faith-based home.
Yeah.
And of course, the Christian perspective of having the children understand that God is their Heavenly Father and the Bible is His Word, and that we seek to point them in the path of light and to follow His Word. Many of our children have been baptized into Christ while they've been there, and we're so thankful for that. But the spiritual dimension, just as Jesus advanced in wisdom and stature and favor with God and in favor with man, we're trying to address the total being.
Total package.
Exactly.
And so not only are you're covering these kids with shelter, food, clothing, education, you're covering their spiritual life too.
Exactly.
Which we see with no matter what agency or the folks that are trying to help our youth or children, people that have drug problems and everything, it all comes back to that faith-based. You see the biggest success with those programs. You have some people that I admire greatly, as I do you, for what you're doing, and that's your house parents. Talk a little bit about those, and these are people that live on campus and help take care of the children.
Right. We have full-time house parents. We actually hire the house mom. We encourage the house dad to work in the community, just as so many dads get up and they go off to work and come back in the evening. The house mom's employed by Happy Haven. He is, of course, a supportive player in the home, and they together function as mom and dad in the home. The children go to church services, worship services with the house parents. They're part of the youth program wherever they attend. We're thankful for the encouragement they get there. There are also Bible studies and devotionals that the house parents have for the children, and they take advantage of other special spiritual activities that may be offered by the churches of the area.
It takes a special person to be a house parent, doesn't it?
It does. It's a ministry, and I've encouraged any of the ones who have served as our house parents to look at it that way. That you have to feel that this is something that I need to do in my service to the Lord, and it may not be a life sentence. It may just be, as we've had some house parents say, I want to devote the next 3 years of my life to being a house parent, and I'm willing to do that. I make that kind of commitment. I've had some stay 5 years. We're thankful for the dedication of good house parents who mentor. They set the right example. They lead the children in the path of light. They walk with Jesus themselves.
Backbone of the program, aren't they?
Right.
It's amazing, and I'm so thankful that we have people that are willing to do that. You're supported by churches, but you're also supported by private donations from people. If our listeners would like to get involved, whether that be donating money or to help, how do they go about that?
Well, they can surely call us at our office. We're there 8:30 to 4:30, Monday through Friday, and that's 931-526-2052. Our website is www.happyhaven.org. At the website, you can donate by means of a credit card or a PayPal.
Right.
But additionally, we're on The office is 2311 Wakefield Drive, Cookville 38501. You can just put that on an envelope and send a donation to us. It can be a one-time donation, annual donation, monthly.
You like those monthlies, don't you?
Right.
That way you can
Memorial.
budget, right, for things going on.
Memorial and honorarium donations are very popular as well. And we publish a newsletter that we're going to list any memorial donation, any honor donation that people may give.
So, well, you run a great organization and it's supported by a lot of people. And I think folks may not realize that the families of the children that they're putting into the home, they may pay something, they may not, but all these donations from the churches and everyone is what helps keep Happy Haven going, right?
Very much so. When a child is placed with us, the parent or guardian that may be placing, we ask them to make a commitment of a donation per month, but no one's turned away for lack of funds.
That was where I was heading, is that nobody's turned away if they don't have the money. Houston, you do a great job. You provide a great service to our community. I applaud you and the churches and the board of Happy Haven and your house parents for the job that you do. And I pray for you, and I hope that you'll continue to do and that God leads you to do what you're doing today.
Oh, thank you, Randy. I appreciate you and all the good work you do as our mayor.
Well, thank you. Thank you for being on the show. Mr. Houston Bynum of Happy Haven Children's Home. You're listening to Today in Putnam County on News Talk 107.7 and 1400 The Hub. I'm Randy Porter, your host. Coming up after the break, this is Celeste with WCTE, so stay with us. Welcome back to Today in Putnam County. I'm your host, County Mayor Randy Porter. Hope you're having a great weekend. My next guest is Celeste Bennett, who is with WCTE Public Television. Good morning, Celeste.
Good morning.
WCTE has a big event coming up.
Oh, yes.
Annual event. I don't know how many years it's been going on.
You know, we have that debate every year. We're knocking somewhere up there around 36, 37, 38, not sure, but it's been a while. It's been around for a minute.
The Great TV Auction.
The live Great TV Auction, yes.
So this happens annually
Yes.
every year, and it's probably WCTE's largest fundraiser.
It is our largest fundraiser of the year this year. Usually it raises somewhere around $100,000 for the station.
That's amazing.
It's a huge supporter of the station, and it takes a lot of people to pull that off in the community.
So not only do you do this for 2 or 3 days, no, you're doing it for 2 weeks. I mean, you Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then
Sunday,
and
yes.
Sunday, and then pick up again the next week and do it all over again.
Yes, and that is just our on-stage live time that we have in it. You know, we start this. The events team actually starts it probably about a year in advance.
By the time
So
that you
about-
finish one, you're starting another.
They
It's kind of like
start all
budget
over.
in county government. It seems like you don't much more get finished with one until you're starting one.
Yes.
This year's auction starts.
Starts June the 6th. The first weekend's the 6th through the 9th, Thursday through Sunday there. And then the second week is June the 13th through the 16th.
Has to take an amazing amount of volunteers and people to put this on.
It does, and we have a wonderful bunch of volunteers here in the Upper Cumberland. It takes us around 100 a night
Wow.
to put this on. We may fall a little short of that, but it's close. So we have a website on our website at WCTE.org.
How can people, if they want to volunteer, how can they do that?
They can go to WCTE.org under auction, and there should be a volunteer button there, and they can see all the spaces that are still available. So they can sign up right there online for what night they want to volunteer and the job they want to do.
So you need all kinds. You need folks that are going to answer the phones.
Usually our phone banks are by our sponsors.
By your
So
sponsors, okay.
occasionally though, we have a little shortage there, and we have to put a few volunteers up there, but we need people to work the boards, to work behind the boards, to mark on the boards as the bids come in and go up. You know, just answer the phones in the back in confirmation, just do all kinds of things.
So if you'd like to volunteer for WCT's Great TV Auction, go to their website, sign up in advance and
Yes.
volunteer. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of items that you sell in those 8 days. that has to be a daunting task to keep up with each one of those items, how much it bought, people picking those items up, getting them to them. That's got to take a lot of time.
Yes, and we praise our events team, Jody Pitts, Taylor Sanders, and then we have some volunteers there as well that help, months before auction.
Right.
Keep all that together and labeled and do all of that. So they do a fantastic job. Our volunteers also help with soliciting those donations. We print out the lists and put those in folders, and then our volunteers come in and start, a few months ahead of auction and make the calls and pickups and some great people out there. Nina is one of those volunteers.
She is.
We have to mention her because she's a trooper.
How many years? I'm afraid to ask.
As long as I've been there, so I don't know
as long as I can
before there.
remember, Nina has always been involved. She's a great volunteer. We're very fortunate in Putnam County and in the Upper Cumming to have a public TV station.
Absolutely.
I tell Becky this all the time. I've been working with Becky for a lot of years with the emergency services side of it, where that we have a tower side at Channel 22s that broadcast all of our emergency communications for all the emergency agencies. We got an announcement coming up soon with a live thing that we're able to break into WCTE when we have an emergencies. But for us to be one of the 6 stations across the state, public television, I think says a lot for our community, and it's one thing we don't want to lose.
Absolutely.
I don't want us to take it for granted either, because there's a lot of great content that comes out of WCT and PBS on a day-to-day basis.
There is, and in a rural area such as we are, if you can get an antenna, you can get WCTE.
Right. For free.
Yes, and 4 stations actually. Our main channel, our Create channel, our World channel, and then our 24/7 Kids channel, which, we don't want our children watching television 24/7, but we do want them to be able to access quality educational content. So it's very important, and we always need the support of our community in our Upper Cumberland counties to help sustain the station.
Well, and one thing about WCT, and you were talking about being able to get it just across the area, you're also on cable.
We are.
You're also on satellite.
Yes.
That's how I
Dish
receive
and
you. I
direct.
live out in the country and have dish and still able to get it. But when we have those emergencies to where the power may be out, you may have lost internet, some other things, still be able to receive that Channel 22 signal, and that's one of the reasons we work so closely with Channel 22 on our emergency services, is that may be the last media outlet that may be available for us to get the information out to folks.
Absolutely, absolutely. And it's great to have a PBS station right here local that can cover some of our local events,
Christmas parade.
Yes, the Christmas parade.
It's unbelievable the coverage that they give us for that, and you have a lot of folks with these events that Channel 22 covers for us, folks that are not able to come out and see it live and in person.
Enjoy it.
They're able to enjoy it from their homes, the
Comfort from their
shut-ins, the people that may be sick or disabled or whatever. That means a lot to the community.
Yes, and to be able to take our region out throughout Middle Tennessee and Southern Kentucky, and statewide. We do a lot of statewide through the Tennessee channel. A lot of our content, our local programs, Discover the Upper Cumberland and One-on-One with Becky McGraw, and the Smithville Fiddlers Jamboree, those go out on the Tennessee channel, so they go out statewide. So we get to show off our region.
Right, and it's amazing at the time and effort that goes into trying to broadcast those things live. The Fiddlers Jamboree in Smithville is what, a 2 or 3 day event.
Yes.
All the people that it takes to be there and to make sure that happens, but it's an economic development and a tourism sale for us in Putnam County and in the region, because when that goes out statewide, folks are seeing it across the state. It makes them want to come and visit our community.
Absolutely, and the Smithville Fiddlers Jamboree is another exceptional one because it goes out national as well. So we want to bring them here. We want to show them the unique features of our area, because we want them to come here and go to the Jamboree and then spend a few days in the next county and the next county and on the lake and at the falls and
Shop,
that's right.
fill up with gas. and then
Yeah.
go home.
Absolutely,
It's the
absolutely.
best of all worlds.
So yes, tune in for the Great TV Auction June the 6th through the 9th or June 13th through 16th and bid away. Have fun at it. We'll have all kinds of great items.
It's going to be great, and especially on June the 8th, you want to tune in because I'm going to be hosting that
There you
night,
go.
co-hosting, and it's going to be a great time. Thank you so much for what WCTE does, for what you do with our community, because it's such an important part of our community when it comes to media and having a public TV station here. I have a 3-year-old granddaughter, Avery, that loves to watch, and it's great. So thank you for what you do. Folks,
Thank you.
June 6th through the 9th, the 13th through the 15th, 7 to 11 each night, Channel 22, WCTE. Celeste, thank you for being with us this morning, and good luck on the auction, and hope everything goes well.
Thank you.
It's time now for What's Happening. It's part of the show where I keep you informed of some of the special events going on in Putnam County. Saturday, June the 8th, starting at 7:30, the 31st Annual Kids Fishing Tournament at Cane Creek Park, sponsored by Cool Leisure Services, and it's free. Saturday, June the 8th, also at 7:30 that morning, the 17th Annual Cool Soapbox Derby will be held at Prescott South Elementary School. You can check out their website for more details. Monday, June the 10th, at 7:30 p.m., the Cookville Community Band Concert in Dogwood Park, sponsored by Cookville Leisure Services, and as always, it is free. Wednesday, June the 12th, from 1 to 2, a special event at the Baxter Library. It's a kids' event featuring rock painting. It's free, and the library is furnishing all the painting supplies, so take your kids by. Friday, June the 14th, at 7:30 p.m., movie night in Dogwood Park. This time it's Mary Poppins Returns, sponsored by the Cookville Leisure Services, and it's always free to the public. Saturday, June the 22nd at 6 p.m. is the 2019 Summer Splash 5K starting at Dogwood Park. The proceeds go to benefit local cancer patients. And that's sponsored by Roland Media. And that's today's What's Happening. For more details on any of these events, go to my website, randyporter.org, or my Facebook page, Putnam County, Tennessee. If you have an event you would like mentioned, please message or email me. That's our show for today. I want to thank my guests, Houston Bynum with Happy Haven and Celeste with WCTE, for being here. Hope you will join us every Saturday morning at 10:30 a.m. for Today in Putnam County on News Talk 107.7, 1400 The Hub. You can also download the WHUB app and listen to us on your cell phone. If you missed any of our shows, go to my website at randyporter.org. As always, thanks to Marconi Award winner Brent Carl Freshman for producing my show each week. I'm County Mayor Randy Porter, hoping you have a great rest of your Saturday, and may God continue to bless our great county.